Hello, welcome back to another chat. John's not here, so no little ditty at the start there. So that's just you have to put up with me and Charlie today. So I'm sure we'll have a good moan about Liverpool. I don't know if there's much to moan about really, Charlie, other than the result not going our way. But we'll do that. But it's a pity John can't join us because Everton have had 2 wins in a week. Leeds have lost, and they've switched places within a week. Last week, you were thinking, the week before the game started last week, you was thinking, that's it, Everton, they're going, they're on the way down. You couldn't see where they're going to pick any points up. They had Chelsea at home and then Leicester away, and you're thinking, they'd be all right. If they got a point out of them 2 games, they'd be happy, but they went and got the 2 wins. I don't know if you've seen them games, Charlie. Did you see the 2 Everton games, the Chelsea one and then the Leicester one today?
I didn't see today, no, but I saw Chelsea, and I'm always of the mindset that Everton. At the beginning of the season, I had them 6. I think they're a good team. I thought they were a really good team when they want to show up and play. They have some talent on that team. They have fight on that team but they have no consistency. They don't want to bring it every week. So now that their backs are against the wall, they're deciding to bring it, which is, I knew that they could, but again, it depends on whether or not they want to show up or not. But they've been showing up now. So right now, them staying up is in their hands, and hopefully they, I don't want to see them go down. No. And hopefully they keep up the intensity and they keep up the fight, and they stay up. Because I don't want to see them go down.
No, I don't think I said even when they were in the bottom 3 a couple of weeks ago, I said that I don't think they'll end up going down because Burnley and Leeds will drop points. It's just a matter of can Everton find that steel, that grit to fight back and get the points. Against Chelsea, as much as Chelsea was poor, Everton were good. They stopped Chelsea playing. They made Chelsea work hard, and I thought they were thoroughly deserving that win. And then I watched it today. They went ahead. Leicester equalised, and then they dug deep and they got the winner. I thought they were good today as well. I thought, because what I was fearing is most of the points they've got this season is from home. So I was thinking maybe they're away from home. Leicester aren't having a great season themselves, really. Let's face it. They're only a few points ahead of Everton now. So it's good to see them get that. I don't want them to go down. I want them to stay up. And the reason for that is because I like the Merseyside derby every year. It's one of the first fixtures I look for. When the fixtures come out, it's always Everton I'm looking for first, and say when are we playing them. And it's so to lose the derby would be not great for me. I wouldn't enjoy it, but I know there's a few Liverpool fans out there that would clearly enjoy that happening. Hiya, Sarah. How are you doing? But yeah, I thought that was good today. Really, they got the win again, and they did, Charlie. They showed the fight. They showed that they are a decent team. They have got the fight in them. Whereas you look at Leeds, and I had the 2 games on. I had Leicester and Everton on one telly, and I had the Arsenal and the Leeds game on the other. And Leeds were a bit abject in that first half. They just weren't there. And then Aylan done that stupid challenge. I don't know what he's done that for. He's gone on, he's gone down. They've gone down to 10 men, and not just that. That's him out the season now. They've got 3 games. It's an instant 3-game ban because it's a straight red. And they've got 3 games left. That's him out for the rest of the season. So he can't play again now in the season. So it's not.
I wonder if maybe he booked his holidays a couple days ago and said, "I can't fix this."
It was definitely one of them challenges, wasn't it? Did you see it? Did you see
I did not see it. No, I didn't. Oh. I didn't. I just saw it because he's part of my fantasy league team. I'm like, -3 points. How do you get -3 points? And it's red card.
I get a red card.
Come on.
So I think the relegation battle is really heating up, and like you say, I agree with you. I think Everton have got it in their hands now. I think, you know, they just need to go out and just match the results of Leeds and Burnley. And when you look at Leeds' next game, all right, it's at home, but it's against Chelsea. You know, can they do what Everton did and beat them at home? I don't know. Because Chelsea are in trouble. You know, you can look at Chelsea. That Arsenal only a point behind them now with that win.
Yeah.
Just want to say happy Mother's Day to Stacey. Yeah, it's Mother's Day over in the States, isn't it? So
yes, it is. And
happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, we just got back. We were out eating with Stacey's mother, and just got back. And we've been busy, obviously, with the house stuff. But yeah, it's been a pretty good Mother's Day, I would say. Yeah. For trying to pull up the.
And it was the big Kentucky Derby, wasn't it, over the weekend as well, over in the States.
Yes.
Yeah, the Kentucky. Is it? Do you call it the Derby or the Derby? I don't know. I never know which way to call it.
We call it the Kentucky Derby.
Derby, right? Okay. Kentucky Derby. I seen that they were there for the football as well. But yeah, getting back to the football. You know, so the relegation battle. We know Watford are now relegated. They gone. That's it, done. It's only one more to decide there. And like I say, big result for Everton this week. Burnley lost. Burnley got beat. And then Leeds got beat. So it's hotting up. It's hotting up down there, I think. And I'm just going to get
you got to think that, Burnley up against Aston Villa. I was expecting Aston Villa to win, but I did make some switches to my fantasy league team because Aston Villa has been letting me down, but mostly Coutinho's been letting me down. You know, he had that, and when he first arrived there, he was doing, I think, better, and now he's kind of like, I don't know if he's showing his lack of passion again, or I don't know, but he's getting me no points. So,
get him out today. Get him out.
What's going on? So I made some changes.
I'll tell you, I'm just looking at the fixtures, Charlie, for the relegation battle. And what we've obviously got the midweek games now. So you've got games Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And Everton are away to Watford. Leeds are at home against Chelsea. And I can't see Burnley in that midweek slot. It's not until the Sunday that they play. But I think they've played more games than anyone else anyway. But Burnley's next game is Tottenham away. So I'm thinking, I'm looking at them fixtures. I'm thinking, I don't see Leeds getting anything from Chelsea. I think Chelsea go there and beat them. I think Everton go to Watford and win. I think the last two results have shown that they've got the fight, and I think they go and get the win there. Unless
they mentally screw up, and But yeah, they should easily take care of Watford, who know they're going down, who can only play the spoilers. I don't know how much their heart would be into being a spoiler, trying to bring another team down with them. Yeah. But they should. Everton should get the 3 points there.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because Everton's last game of the season is Brentford at home. I see Everton winning that, or at least getting a draw. And then Leeds is playing Brighton at home, and then Burnley's away to Tottenham, final game of the season. So I really do think it's going to be Burnley or Leeds. Now, if Leeds can beat Brighton, I don't see Burnley getting anything from Tottenham, and that could be Burnley down. I think it's Burnley or Leeds who are going down. I'm going to stick my money where my mouth is there and say I think Burnley's the team that's going. Just looking at them fixtures, I don't see them being the ones in the favourable position here.
I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, no, sorry. That's not the final game of the season. Sorry, no, it's not. They've got another week after that. Just scroll down a little bit further.
My research tab is...
Everton are away to Arsenal, final game of the season.
Everton are away to Arsenal. Oh, yeah, well, they have the extra game. They have the game in hand, right?
Well, no, everyone will be on the same amount of games by this point because the final game of the season. Final game of the season is everyone starts at the same time.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
So you've got Everton who are away to Arsenal. You've got Leeds who are away to Brentford. And you've got Burnley who's at home to Newcastle. Do you know what? I'm going to take my money back. I'm not going to put it on just yet. That could very well change on that final day of the season.
No, I don't think Burnley's going to take Newcastle. Newcastle has been doing really, really well, except for against the top like 4 teams, I think. Like today, they got crushed by Man City, 5-0? Or that was awful.
Yeah, they got absolutely annihilated, which I was gutted about.
Yeah, I was like, come on.
Fight, you know. Come on, Newcastle, do us a favour. And no, 5.
No.
And not only that, they ended up streaking ahead of us on the goal difference as well. So even if by some lose one of the games, you know, we've got to score a lot of goals to get that top spot. So yeah,
that's why all season long I've been, whenever Liverpool's been up, you know, 2 or 3 at, you know, with 10 minutes left, I'm like, don't sit back. You got to score. You got to score. You got to score, because you know Man City is scoring 5 goals a game. Yeah. They gotta, and Liverpool's kind of like content with a 2 or 3 goal win, but you can't be that way with Man City the way that they are.
No, I agree.
It's going to come back and bite them. So now the draw, now if they end up on equal points, now they're behind. Now they have to.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because it's going to be one of them. It's not over now. I think they've got Aston Villa at home, final game of the season, City.
Yeah.
I think we've got Watford or something like that. Or is it Wolves? I can't remember now. But we've got when we're at home, so that's going to be interesting. That we've got an interesting running. To be honest with you, we got Southampton away on Tuesday. Is it Southampton away on Tuesday, or is that the Tuesday after? Hang on, let me get the fixtures up.
We have Aston Villa, Southampton.
Aston Villa away Tuesday. That's right. Yeah. So we've got to go to Stevie G, and hopefully Stevie G puts out his second string and so makes it nice and easy for us. Keeps it nice and fresh for the back game of the season. And then we've got the FA Cup final next Saturday. While Man City play West Ham away. And I'm hoping, this is what I was gutted for West Ham fans because they went out to Europe. But I was actually kind of pleased from a selfish Liverpool point of view, because I think the week after that game is when the Europa League is the Europa League finals played. So it's kind of open. They got knocked out, so they would, because if they were in the final, I didn't see them playing a strong team. I seen them playing the weaker teams, so they keep everyone fresh for the final. So I'm kind of glad that from a selfish point of view, but I'm gutted for the West Ham fans because I think they'd have had a good day out there in the final. But then, they've got West Ham away. And I am just hoping, it's more hope than expectation, really, that, you know, West Ham can beat Man City.
Yeah.
I just hope we can beat them. A draw is not going to be good enough for us now because of last night's results. And we'll get into that in a minute. But it's pure hope. It is just pure hope. But it's one of them for me, Charlie. Even if we fail on the title, you know.
But even if they could draw West Ham, they could draw Aston Villa, and we're still in good shape if we win out, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. But we've got to win every game, haven't we? I mean, that was a tough game last night. You know, he stuck 5 defenders at the back, and he did the full-backs didn't really come out of the defensive lineup either. So they were just like parking a proverbial bus last night.
Yeah, they had 5 defenders.
It just felt like every time we were having a shot, they were getting a block in. You know, it just felt like every time that was going on, someone would get the head in the way, the foot in the way or something. And in fact, our goal came from a foot getting in the way and deflected it into the back of the goal. It just felt that way.
And Van Dijk hit the woodwork with his header, and we had chances. I wish that he started Jota instead of Diaz, just because Diaz is an absolute game changer coming on from the bench, and he's such energy. I understand him wanting to start Diaz, but he changes the game when he comes in off the bench, like Jota used to do. I think Jota's come down a couple notches for some reason last 5 or 6 games.
He's going to football, but so is Salah. Salah's not scoring goals, you know.
Yeah. So it's almost like I don't know. I heard myself calling for Origi to be put on yesterday for some reason. I'm like, bring on Origi, you know, bring on because you know he brings on some excitement sometimes too, you know, and
all the important goals, Charlie has done in the past. I mean, you know what I mean.
He does, and I think there is between Origi and Diaz and the younger squad. I think there is a connection there better than with Diaz and like Salah and like Mane type of thing, you know. So I think there's like a couple groups that really work well together. Was Firmino not available yesterday because he didn't bring on?
I don't think so. I know he's not been in the team for a while now. I don't know. I don't know exactly what's up with him.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was available there. But I was like you. I was thinking, come on, put Origi on. But he put Jota on instead. And I was just thinking, this was scheming out not for a Jota type of player, an Origi type of player, to get in amongst the defenders and, you know, give them something to think about.
Give them some height too.
Big lad, you know.
Yeah.
You know, he might not get on there and go and score the goal, but he might just created more space for someone else to score.
Exactly. And Origi's been key with the assists lately too. You know, with doesn't have to score them all the time, but he has been key with a couple passes in the box or whatever that led to goals. So, but you can't win them all, and
no, you can't. But you know, we're sat here, right? This and I can hear it in your voice, and I was last night when it is, and you can see the players as well at the end. Everyone was just gutted that we'd only got the draw. You know, you know what it means. You drop points against City. You know what it means, and it's the same with City. If they'd have dropped points, they'd have been feeling exactly the same way, because you just know how close this title race is. You know those 2 points are massively dropped 2 points. We were the better team on the night, but Tottenham had got to give credit to Tottenham here because they came with a game plan and they executed it to a T. You know, like I said before, I felt like every time we're having a shot, you know, they're getting a block in, they're getting a head in, a foot in, or getting something in the way of that ball. Like I say, the goal that we scored was due to them doing that, but it was just deflected into the other side of the goal.
Yeah.
So you got to give them credit for that. But it's not the type of football I'd want to go and pay money to watch, if I'm to be honest. You know, it's really boring, but if it works, it works. But I thought Liverpool yesterday were good. I did think we had a good game. I don't think we were at fault. We just couldn't break Tottenham down, you know. But like you said, look at us. We're sat here moaning. The players were gutted to have a 1-1 draw. We're having a hell of a season. The only thing we're doing it is if we lose our 2 finals, which I hope we don't.
That will be terrible if we don't get at least one more trophy. That'll be terrible. I think that, you know, we're looking. I like our chances in both finals, just because of who we are. You know, if we don't win the league, that's fine. Whatever, the triple's fine. I don't need the quadruple. But it's the other thing that came to mind in regards to the game yesterday too. There was still some lapses in our defense. You know, their goal that they got was a very nice goal, but it also is contributed because our defense didn't come back.
Yeah, and even when they were going back, they were strolling. They weren't putting in the challenge. In fact, Kane got the ball and for some reason was then allowed to shift the ball to the left and just be in acres of space. And you're thinking, why have you allowed this guy so much space? Fabinho was running back and he didn't put in a challenge to get in. You know? And then there was the ball that came across, could we have not done better in trying to intercept that? I don't know. It's just, I'm with you. I think when we're going, we are a very offensive team. You know, defense comes second for us at the minute, and we do have a really organised back line where we can play the high line and catch catch them offside better than any other team we've seen, to be fair.
And I don't know if you've also noticed Tsimikas, right? Tsimikas, when he seems a lot more willing to make crosses into the box than Robertson lately. Robertson just keeps on passing it backwards, and he's just ticking me off, kind of like what Henderson was doing a couple seasons ago, where he was just pissing me off because he kept on every chance he had, he would be passing it back. It's like, go forward, you know, especially with Robertson and Alexander-Arnold. Their strengths are crossing into the box.
Yeah.
So when Robertson's always passing it back nowadays, he's really ticking me off. I'm just yelling, put it in the box. That's what you're supposed to be doing, you know? And when they subbed out him for Tsimikas was putting it in the box a lot more often.
I'm with you on that. No, I've noticed about Robbo, especially, I don't know, this season, definitely all season, probably part of last season as well. He'll get the ball and invariably he won't go to the byline and cross like he used to do. He won't take it past the man. You know when he's going to be able to go in and cross. It's when he's running and onto the ball. When the ball's already going into that position anyway, he'll do that. But if he gets the ball where he's got to take it under control and then go at that position, you know virtually 99 times out of 100, he's stopping, coming back and passing back. And you think, wish he just attacked the ball. And Tsimikas, when he come on yesterday, straight away, like you said, going at them. And then, even not just that, there was actually a point where the ball's come over, he's ran and gone to get the head on it. You know, it was just a marked difference. And I think that's what Klopp's seen. I think Klopp must have been a little bit annoyed by that because they had 5 at the back. You're going to have to take them on to put the cross on. You can't keep coming back to pass away. You've got to. Yeah. We had no outlet on the left. We had no outlet whatsoever. And I don't know what's going on with Robbo because he used to do it. He used to take the ball past players and cross it in. I don't know why he's not doing it. I don't know why he's a lack of confidence or what. But he needs to get that back. He needs to start doing that again. Because this young lad, Tsimikas, will just end up taking his spot. You know, especially the way Liverpool play with the fullbacks just bombing forwards, you know. I thought Trent had a good game. His balls were really good going into the box. Trent, he had some good crosses going.
Yeah, he did. There was some miscommunication issues, you know, a little bit. Either Mane was taken off too late, but even one of those ones that what was it, Thiago sent to Alexander-Arnold, but he had stopped mid-run or something like that, and he had missed the cross by Thiago. That was a really, really good cross. But other than that, yeah, he didn't have a bad game. Again, the only issues I have with Trent is his defense. He had some really key defensive moments though in yesterday's game, which I was happy to see. Yeah. But you know, sometimes I just think, I don't know, they're just so offensively minded, and they're putting so much energy in offense that sometimes they don't get back on defense like they should.
No, I agree. But two massive points dropped there. So don't know where we're going to go for this season. I think the league. I think there's still hopes there. You know, you look at the games we've got. I think we've got two away games on either side of the FA Cup final. We've then got the last game of the season, which is our own, followed by the Champions League final. I was kind of hoping as well that City would have their, I don't know, they wouldn't have the swagger on this week because of what happened in midweek with Real Madrid, which was a crazy, crazy game. Did you see that?
City's game, yeah.
They were in the final.
I know.
They were in the final, and then Real Madrid decided to score 2 goals in stoppage time. It was like, this just nuts. Absolutely nuts. So I was kind of hoping off the back of that City would be down heads down. But no, today they were just unbelievable. From the moment they kicked off to the last minute, they were absolutely at it. Newcastle couldn't.
Well, yeah, I kind of expected after they lost that game that they would say, okay, we're definitely getting we're winning the league at least, because that's the last thing that they're in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. Right? All they have is the league. Did they win any trophies this year? City?
No, well, think about it. We're in the two finals, aren't we? There's only four positions you can win. You know, and we're going for the quadruple. You know, we're in the final against Real Madrid and Chelsea, and we were in Chelsea to the League Cup. They can't win anything else. It's only be the league. Which is a question, right?
Yeah.
I've been thinking. City win the league, and we win the 3 trophies. Do we win the 3 cup competitions? Who's had the better season?
But we've already had, yeah.
Who's had the better season? Because we've won 3 cup competitions, but they've won the league, which, you know, is I think everyone agrees, if you win the league, you've proved that you are the best team in the country because you've done it consistently over a 38-game season. You know, you've been the best.
But when you've only won the league by 3 points or whatever, that's not a heck of a lot. So we could easily, if we win the other 3, then we easily had the better season, easily, because I mean, it's not like we got crushed by 20 points in the league.
No,
we might have an argument there, but
I'll tell you what, though, Charlie. I think I'm quietly confident for next season, though, because particularly with the addition of Diaz, because in the summer, and I said this at the start of the season on the year when we were doing our predictions, I said we needed a midfielder, and we needed an attacker. You know, we didn't get either of them. We got another centre half in Kanate, who's had a great season, by the way. Really grew into the team this season. Well, since we bought Diaz, we've now got that strength and depth up top. So I'm quietly confident for next season that we can go and get the title next year. You know, I think we'll win the title next year. Hopefully, if we win the Champions League, we'll just have to negotiate a long season because we've got you have the World Club Cup up here and the European Super Cup. You know, but I'm quietly confident for next season.
Yeah, the only thing I would be worried about is, you can only keep up this intensity for so long, and Liverpool's been keeping up an intensity for a good 3 or 4 seasons now that have it's just been crazy. You know how well they've done, either first or second, going neck and neck. You know, it's like after winning, if we win 3 trophies, I wouldn't be surprised if there is some type of not a letdown, but showing that they're human. In other words, but we do have the squad, and we do have like the backups where if Klopp senses that from any of his players, he'll switch them out. He will say, okay, so we do have a backup squad. So, so I guess that's not really a legitimate worry, maybe, because there's always those people that do want to jump in there and do want to win, everything that they play. We do have some players that might not come back. Is Millie going to be done? Is Millie coming back? He's usually a key substitute player, or a key fill-in player.
Yeah, he's definitely a player who's important for filling the gaps now, James, and he's been a great servant to the club, James Milner. He's been absolutely brilliant. I actually don't know what his contract situation is like. I've not read much on that. But I'll have a look at that and see what's going on there. But
yeah, and also,
how old is he? About 84, something like that. Yeah. I seen a meme picture on the internet the other day, and it said like in 2055, James Milner with silver hair, and James Milner comes on to fill the gaps again at Anfield in 2057. He is just an absolute machine. He just keeps going, and he makes some of the younger players. He shows them up because of his fitness levels at his age. He's unbelievable. He is a consummate professional. I hope Yeah, I don't know whether they'd give him a 12-month extension or something like that. But he's definitely the type of player who'd be able to still fill that gap. And I think he's still got a job he can do for us, because when he comes on, it's not like he's a real drop in quality. He's still, you can see he's not as good as he was when he first come. But, I still think he can do a job for us. But we'll have to see what Klopp's got in mind and the recruitments that he got in mind for the summer.
Yeah, it's like they don't bring him on for super defense. They definitely don't bring him on to score a goal, but they bring him on to run. They bring him down to run and press and all those things, and basically control the midfield, which he does very well. My other worry would be Henderson, which is he's getting up there. He's come on as a sub more than I thought this season. And I do not think Keita is a replacement for him. I think absolutely not. And to have, I think, a midfield with Fabinho, Keita, and Thiago, I think there is weakness there. Not so much as Fabinho, but Thiago, I think, is still. Sometimes he shows me like, he's like. He's too slow. He's too fancy ticky-tacky player type of thing. Where he's not fast enough for me.
He's not that type of player. I don't think he was ever brought in for that. He was always brought in to try and unlock them defenses with the clever passing. I think where Thiago's really improved now that he's had the real run of the games, I think he is becoming like a. I would rather. I can't imagine him not being in the midfield. He's getting to that point now because, he is someone who'll get the ball and do the ticky-tacky kind of football like Guardiola plays. And don't forget, he played under Guardiola at Barcelona and Bayern Munich. So he's played in them teams for the long part of his career. I think what he's doing now is he is getting up to speed with the pace of how Liverpool play, and that sort of thing. And I think some of the passing he does is unbelievable, and it's instant. It can be a ball straight at him, and it's gone straight away. So I don't think you're ever going to get the likes of your engine. He's not going to be an engine for you. He's not going to run and chase down players and do that like Henderson would. I don't think he's there for that. Or that's
why he's really well with Henderson, because Henderson can do that sort of stuff, and Fabinho they do the running down parts, and he can be the fancy player. That's fine, but Keita is not Henderson. Keita is not Fabinho. He's a step down for me.
For me, I've got no problem with Keita as a person. Every time I've seen interviews of him, in fact, I actually.
Nothing personal.
I don't think he doesn't cut the mustard for me. I know a lot of Liverpool fans love him and rave about him, but I personally don't see it myself. I don't see what he brings. I think he has more poor games than good ones. He's definitely a cult figure in Liverpool, and a lot of respect for him for that. But in terms of what he's going to bring to the team, I'm with you. I don't think he's good enough. He needs to. I think he's definitely one that needs to be replaced, if you ask me. I think the recruitment at Liverpool has been really, really good over the years. But I think they haven't failed with Keita. I just don't think he's been the right fit. Do you know what I mean? I just don't think he's been the right fit for what we need and what kind of player we need. We do need them industrial midfielders. Who's that's going to be, I don't know. They'll have to go and see what that is.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that. I think at the back line, I think we're covered. I think what I'd like to see is a right back now. I'd like us to see us in the summer go up and get a right back to cover for Trent when he's not playing well or he's needs some rest time. Like I said, we've got enough cover up the top. I think midfield.
What about Gomez? Gomez has been shaping up.
Gomez has done well, but he's more defensive minded, and he's a centre half at the end of the day. Is he going to be happy to just be playing centre half position, the right back position when he's a centre half at his age? I don't know. But Konate's come in and he's going to head a Gomez for me in the centre half, massively.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah, he's so cool as well. He doesn't ever seem to be too bothered, and he's a baby. He's an absolute baby. I think he's only in his early 20s, Konate. You know, so I think he's
How old is Van Dijk?
Van Dijk will be touching 30 soon if he's not already.
I was saying, and I'm thinking if when Van Dijk retires, Gomez and Kanate in front's not a bad center duo.
It's not. Gomez is a good player when he gets a run of games. You know, he was fortunate to partnership with Van Dijk himself before he got his injury, and it's just unfortunate that he's had his injury, and while he's had his injury, Kanate's come in and done so well. It's just unfortunate for the lad. But he's a good professional. He puts his head down. He just keeps going, doesn't he? And he's been playing right back, and he's done well. Actually, to be fair to him, he's done quite well. But I'd still like us to go and get a right back that likes to bomb down that wing and deliver good crosses. You know, that's what I'd like to see, just to give Trent a bit of a rest when he needs a rest or when he's not playing too well. Swap him up, you know, because if we do win this Champions League, I don't see us not going for every trophy again next season because we've proved that we can do it now. In fact, it'll be expected of them. The fans will be expecting it now. You know, the last few years we've sort of forgave them for not going for like the domestic cups because they're pushing for the title, and that's, we didn't feel like they had the personnel to be able to fight on all four fronts, but they've definitely proved this year that they have got the fight. We've definitely got the people to do it, but we've just got a couple of. If we win that European Cup, we've got a couple more tournaments to do.
Huh.
But hopefully it'll all work out well for us. But anyway, top four. Who's getting top four? So I think now you look at the table.
You have it nailed, man. You are like 1, 2, 3, 4, pretty much, right?
Oh, my predictions. Nearly. If Tottenham can just, beat Arsenal in midweek, and Arsenal drop points again, and they come through. But I tell you what, Chelsea can get sucked in. They're only 5 points ahead of Tottenham. 3 games to go. They're not doing well. In the last 3 games, they've picked up 2 points. They've picked 2 points up from 9. Chelsea, so they're not in a great run of form, which is great news for us because we're both.
Well, they were doing all right the other day because they were showing the new owner that's going to be coming in. They're doing when they're ahead. Oh, everything's great at Chelsea, whatever. And then the Wolves came back and tied it up. And then he's like, and all these things are coming out. Saying when you just spent $3 billion and your team is like,
well, actually, I don't know what's going on. But Chelsea's in a very precarious position, aren't they? Because the British government don't want any of that money going to Roman Abramovich. He's trying to get his loan money back. It's. I think the banks pulled out on one of the buyers. It's real bad time for Chelsea because they're not allowed to buy, they're not allowed to sell, they're not even allowed to sell tickets to the ground. So I feel for
what
them.
they'll do is they'll allow the sell, right, to change hands. As soon as it changes hands, then they'll freeze up his money right after the sale goes through.
Yeah, probably. They just don't want it going to the Kremlin, do they? That's what they're trying to stop. They're trying to stop them sending it through to the Kremlin. But it's dangerous times for Chelsea, to be honest with you. I
have to apologize because I've been eating these jelly beans that Stacey got me. They're like ice cream flavored jelly beans, and they're really good. I'm addicted to them.
You can't stop. Let's say you keep going. Yeah, so I don't know. Shall we have a look at the predictions to see how it's going? Because I did a bit of a thing before.
Yeah, that was good what you did.
I'm just wondering if I can. Let's see if I can share this, and we can have a look at what I've got here and how I've done it. Because it sort of changed from when I sent the thing through before. So let's see if we can't get it up. I'll try anyway. Very tech savvy, this. Let's see. I click on that share. And then is it? Ah, you've got to do your computer. We currently support Google Slides, PowerPoint, and PDF. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. Never mind. But I've put like your predictions, my predictions, John predictions, and we done like points. So how I set it up was you get 10 points for successfully predicting who the champion is. You get 3 points for getting positions 2, 3, and 4 correct. You get an addition. You get 1 point if you've got the team in the top 4 but in the wrong position. You then get 3. You then get 2 points for anyone between 5th and 17th, and then in the bottom 3 you get 5 points for correctly getting the right position for the team in the bottom 3. But then, like with the top 4, you get a point for saying the right team but in the wrong position.
Oh.
Charlie, I did a thing, and just before as it stood before the games, you were flying ahead because you have Liverpool 1 and City 2, so it was all looking good for you. But I've got City 1,
Yeah.
Liverpool 3, right?
It lasted 2 minutes, yeah.
So, I'm currently sat on 21 points. You're sat on 7 points, and John's on 13 because John got Watford and Norwich in the right places in the bottom 3.
Ah,
19th and
that's
20th.
5 each, right?
Yeah, that's 5 each. Yeah, so he's got that, and he's actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams in the right places. You've got 1, 2, 3. I've currently got 1, 2, 3, 4. One of them being a relegation. The champions at 10. So I get 10 for that. I get 3 for Liverpool. And no, I've got Chelsea in the right place as well. You know, so come on, Tottenham, get top 4, and I'll get another 3 points. But yeah, looking good. Looking good.
Yeah.
Yeah, back to the top 4 anyway. Who do you think's getting that? I think it's definitely advantage Arsenal at the minute. Definitely after that win today, beating Leeds 2-1, and they've been doing well, haven't they, Arsenal? You know, they've got.
How early did How early did that red card come along for Leeds?
I think it was only 20 odd minutes. If I remember rightly off the top of my head, it was not long into the game. It was definitely first half.
And they only won 2-1?
Well, they were 2-0 up. Yeah, and Leeds did have a bit of a fight back. They got one back. To be honest with you, they nearly scored again towards the end, Leeds. So Arsenal were like skating on thin ice with that one, but they got the win.
Yeah.
The 4 points ahead of Tottenham. Only a point behind Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. I think Chelsea can get dragged into this. 5 points, you know. Chelsea go to Leeds, and Leeds, who are fighting for their lives, get that win. You know, looking at Chelsea's form, you know, they've drawn 2 and lost 1 in the last 3. And in fact, the last 6 games, they've only won 2, lost 2, and they've drawn 2. So the very hit and miss at the minute, Chelsea. You know, they get beat. So say they get beat by Leeds. You know, Arsenal and Tottenham, I think Arsenal and Tottenham play each other. So if Tottenham win that game, you know, all of a sudden, 5th is only 4 points behind Chelsea at that time, with 2 games to go. So it's looking like a 3-horse race for 2 spots here. I think it's 3rd and 4th that's up for grabs at the minute. From what I can see.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I need a lot of help for my predictions.
You do. Yeah, you do. You need Liverpool to go back again because you were really flat. You were really good there. If Liverpool was to win the title, I think you'd win that. Win that little bit of a prediction table there as well.
Well, if Arsenal do take 4th, then Tottenham, I get points for Tottenham too if we get finishing 5th. But yeah. Anyways, I don't feel I was off on a lot of them this year. I had Watford mid-table. I had Arsenal down at 11th. But after their first couple of games, they were trash. They weren't doing good.
Yeah, no. It's like I was going to say this before it's all Liverpool. It's funny because I think everyone had the same view because I don't think I had Arsenal very high. I think I had Arsenal mid-table as well.
Yeah, you had them 13.
Yeah,
I got the things here. Yeah.
So I didn't think much of Arsenal the start of the season, but they've surprised, I think, everyone in the country of how well they've done. Particularly when you think about when we were the start of the season, when we were talking about, we were thinking Arteta needs to get them to play in their way, you know what I mean? Stop trying to be stubborn with how he's playing. Now he's just signed a new contract. He's had a great season with Arsenal. You know, I think Arsenal are back in the Champions League for the first time in God knows how long. So that'll be good for the Arsenal fans. They'll be able to have the Champions League nights back. And it just goes to show, you know, it doesn't matter what you think a team's going to do going into the season. They can prove you wrong. I mean, I couldn't believe all the words that were getting said about Liverpool. I mean, John had Liverpool at fourth. And you listen to people like Gary Neville at the start of the season. They were writing Liverpool off. Liverpool weren't even a consideration. You know, the two Manchester clubs were going to finish above them. You know, that was already done. You know, and look at how Man United have done. You know, everyone was thinking Man United are going to go and push for the title this year. They've been absolutely awful. They'll finish seventh. They could finish seventh, as low as seventh. They could finish. You know, and that's not good enough for a club like Man United.
No,
and I think that's one thing we've got to remember, Chad. I think we're getting spoiled this season. So, like I said, we were disappointed with the draw last night because of what it means. You know, but we're in 3 cup finals. We've already won one of them. You know, we're having a great season. At least we're not Man United and having the season they're having.
Yeah.
You know, it could be worse, couldn't it? You could be a United fan this year.
It's like when you get so close, though, to something that's pretty much what? Quadruple's never been done before, right?
No, we've actually gone fair.
We're like so close. I know. So that's where the disappointment's coming from, you know, because to get this close.
I see what you're saying. But it's not over yet because we could still we could still be the first team that takes the quadruple chase all the way to the final day of the season. Yep. All the way to the final day of the season. You know, we really could be, because if we beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final, it's still on. We win our games against Aston Villa and Southampton on either side of that cup final. It's still on. Mathematically, it's still possible. Regardless of what City do, it's still mathematically possible going into the final game of the season.
And these games, Klopp has to put it to his, in the Premier League games, Klopp has to just not be fighting these guys, pushing these guys for a win. We're pushing these guys for a win by huge amounts.
Yeah, he
needs every single goal, every single point. Because if it comes down to that, you don't want to miss the quadruple due to goal differential. I mean, that would be so bad.
That would be devastating. To actually lose the title by goal difference would be devastating. It'd be. I think I'd rather lose it by 18 points.
Exactly, yeah.
Difference, you know, it's mad to think that that's what it could really come down to. You know, I think we've got to go out and not just win, but win comfortably, which is not something we do a lot. You know, we don't go out and win comfortably a lot. I think a lot of the games this season, particularly the second half, we've been good in 45 minutes of the game and averaging the other 45 minutes or poor. But I think we were good for the full 90 minutes last night, but just didn't work out, did it? You know, but yeah, we could take the quadruple into it and look at it this way. Jurgen Klopp's already made this because he's the first manager to get to the League Cup, FA Cup and the Champions League finals in the same season. He's the first manager to ever do that. So we could, and it's mad to think that we're talking about the quadruple and we could end up walking away with just the League Cup. it just doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up if that happens. If that happens, I'm giving up.
No, come on, no.
But no, I reckon we'll beat Chelsea, and I think we'll do Madrid as well. I think we'll get the cup treble at least. That's what I'm thinking.
I see Salah playing extra hard against Madrid. I just hope he's not doing anything stupid. I just hope he's not emotional and gets red carded or something, by doing something stupid.
Yeah. I don't think it's a lack of effort that from Salah, though. It's ever since the AFCON Nations Cup.
Yeah.
It's not. He just hasn't had that spark when he's coming in and shooting a left. He's either scuffing it or sending it way over. He'd normally send them straight into the top bin. I don't think it's a lack of effort with him. He's just not ticking for him at the minute. Just not ticking for him.
Yeah.
And hopefully it does tick for him in the cup in the Champions League final. Or maybe he'll be spared on by what happened the last time we met. Ramos. Injuring him and then us losing that final. So I know he's definitely up for that game, because it was funny when they asked him after the Villarreal game, who would you want to face? He just said Real Madrid. I want to face Real Madrid because I want revenge from a couple of years ago. And he just outright said it from the start. That's what he said, which is great. So we know he's up for that, and they've got to be up for the FA Cup final as well. I don't want to repeat the League Cup final. I think we've got to beat them in the 90 minutes. We've got to beat them in the 90 minutes. We've got right at the end of the season. We can't afford to be having another 2-hour game. They're right at that point, when we've got important games in either side of that cup final in terms of the league. Because he said, I'd like us to be the very first team to go all the way to the final day of the season, at least chasing the quadruple still, whether we get it or not. It's never been done for a reason, because it's damn near impossible. City have never done it, and they've been in won the domestic cups, you know what I mean, in the same season and stuff like that. So it's just damn hard to do. You're up against some really, really good teams to get to that point.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're in the last 8 minutes here, Charlie. Shall we do the Fantasy League? Shall we have a look at the Fantasy League? Because
I heard there's a little bit of slippery action behind the scenes in the Fantasy League going on here.
Why?
Sarah, let it slip.
You're
bribing her with Disney dollars,
Charlie.
I have no chance if I'm up against Disney dollars.
I'm telling you. I'm actually watching that one with you're just in this, because obviously this week's Premier League Fantasy League is not just the weekend games, it's the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday games, so the games are midweek. So we're only halfway through. We're only half time for the games this week, and I've taken a sailing lead against John, who's top of the league at the minute, by the way, by 5 points.
Yeah.
I've taken a sailing lead. I have more players left to play than John, so I'm confident I can beat John this week, but we'll see what happens next week. You're up against Sarah, who's only a few points behind you, but has more players to play than you. So
really,
yes,
yeah.
Because if Sarah beats you, I think she goes above you. I think she goes above you. But if you beat Sarah, you go and I beat John. You'll go 5 points. I think it's 5 points behind. I'm just going to get it up now. I think it's 5 points behind John.
Yeah, I think the best I'm doing is third this season.
And what I've gone and ordered today is, I had a mishap and ended up ordering 2 of them for some reason, is a little 4-inch trophy.
Yeah.
Right? And it says the Red, White and Blue Fantasy League Champion 2021-2022. So whoever wins gets that little trophy. I'm kind of hoping to save myself some postage costs, so I'm trying to beat John.
If John wins, you got to put some little blue and white ribbons on it. So,
I'll have to get
you know,
some. Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm just going to get our little league up here now. Surprised Sarah hasn't started chatting about the fantasy league. She might have fell asleep. You don't know. Because she likes to boast sometimes when she's doing well. But yeah. So yeah, you go 5 points behind John and 3 points behind me. I'll be 2 points behind John with 2 games to go. So I think it's a case of playing smart with your substitutions, playing smart with who you're going to buy as well, your transfers, because you want as many players who've got 2 games in the week as possible.
Yeah, I just made 2 transfers yesterday that they don't come into play until next week. I got some rid of some dead weight, but you know, you're limited to what your budget is. You know, you can only afford so much. So I try to do the best I can, but oh well.
It's weird that it's just weird how it's gone. You know, I've been sat towards the bottom of the league, and then I've just sort of climbed up slowly. John's, you went off.
I started up here, and then I've been going down slowly.
Now you're starting to pick it back up again. Now it's a bit of a tough game this week for you because you got Sarah, but and like I say, I think you're only a few points ahead of her, and I think she's got 3 more players or something like that. 2 or 3 more players to play more than you.
Well, I think I lost against Average last week. I think I did. That was a horrible week last week.
What we're going to have to do for next season is find someone else to join the league so we don't have to play Mr. Average because he is annoying.
Yeah. Especially when people decide to play all their little special plays, you know, their bench boost or something like that, then...
Yeah, definitely. Sarah's saying if you win, we save on the postage because we'll just stick it in our case and give it to you when we get over there.
Sounds good.
That's me waiting to hear from Stephen that she was beating me. Yeah, that saved the marriage, that one night. I think on that note, Charlie, I think we're done. The hour's done. You know, we're back next week. It's FA Cup final week next week, but there is Premier League action as well, so we can talk about that. And hopefully we're sat here, Charlie, with another piece of silverware to celebrate.
So when's that? Next Saturday? Is the championship?
FA Cup finals next Saturday, yeah.
Okay.
FA Cup finals next Saturday. And then I think a lot of the games, I think all the Premier League games are on the Sunday. I think they all play on the Sunday. There's no Premier League on the Saturday. It's just a Sunday.
But where our Premier League games are Tuesday and Tuesday then, right?
Yes, we've got this Tuesday coming up where we've got Aston Villa away, and then we're Tuesday the following week where we've got Southampton away. So the Premier League games next week are all on the Sunday, every single one from 12 o'clock through to 4:30. So that'll be, what time will that be over there for you? That'll be 7 a.m.
Lovely.
to 11:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and we have to we have to beat Southampton by around 7 or 8 goals to get back into the.
I reckon we should do that. And we need West Ham to beat Man City by about 3 or 4, and that'll be as good.
Not too much to ask for, right?
All right, that's it done for this week. Thanks for jumping in. We'll see you next week.